Welcome to this Call Talk Caramel, everyone. And we're going to be exploring some interesting things today with our guest. And learning is a crucial part of the agent experience in all call centers, especially during the training and nesting period, but not only. The concept of developing lifelong learners, which is popular in schools these days, also applies to the arc of an agent's career. So the topic today is, how do you turn rookie contact center agents into all-stars and make sure that the light from that star keeps on burning all through their careers? So we have brought in an expert on this, Adam Levin, and he's an expert in contact center coaching. He's the founder and CEO of Reddy, coaching software that trains new sales and support hires in half the time of traditional methods. Previously, he was the co-founder and COO of MYX, a higher ed alternative that created in-person campuses for online learners. He's focused on developing coaching software that combines realistic training and simulations, interactive live call assistance, and automated quality assurance to optimize talent across 100% of conversations. So we're talking about how to turn rookie contact center hires into all-stars. Adam, talk to us about this and about how this fits in with this concept of lifelong learning and where contact center managers should be thinking about trying to direct their centers going forward.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that I've seen going back through all of my experience across both Reddy and previous to that in education and Mix was that people tend to view learning as a one-stop shop where, okay, I just need to train someone in college and then they can go out and be good at their job. But I think most of us now recognize that that's not actually how skills are developed, and that whether you have a 1 or 2 week or even 1 or 2 day training process in your contact center, that's not the last time they're ever going to need to learn a new skill or approach a problem that they haven't experienced before. And so what we're trying to build and understand is, how can you deliver training not just in a classroom, but up to the last second of delivery, on phone calls, after phone calls, during email conversations, whenever your agents are interacting with customers, how can we approach that as a learning opportunity so that even if you have brought someone to be an all-star after their first 2 weeks, they can stay performing at that level over many months and hopefully years with your contact center.
Okay, perfect. And without necessarily getting into the weeds on a specific offering or anything, with regard to the process, what are the components of that process? Make it so that our listeners have a real sense of how this can be approached and actually implemented.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is being able to utilize the volume of conversations that you're having at your contact center and approach that as if we weren't just listening to a classroom, but if we were listening to all of the calls, how could we coach after each one of those conversations? And so that's where it comes into, the amazing thing about contact centers is that they have these huge oceans of data in the form of their conversations with every customer. And now how do you put intelligence behind that to understand, what are we doing as an organization that isn't up to par, that we could be doing better? And then each individual agent will have their own performance up to those measures. Understand, is this person struggling with their quality assurance? Is this person not providing the right disclosure for compliance? Is this person not handling objections well? And when you can approach every learner on their level, meet them where they're at, you're going to see much higher results on your conversations, but also from the happiness of your agents.
No, very, very, very important. And so, the lifelong learning has to be facilitated, right? And it needs the right tools, which you're talking about, that the center has to provide. And one of the things that we have seen throughout history when it comes to implementing new technology and new ways of doing things is something called the Valley of Tears, right? Mm-hmm. Where there's a graphic where there's a lot of excitement at the beginning when people are thinking about the implementation of something that's new and exciting. And then there's always glitches and problems. And so it goes down and you're in the Valley of Tears at that point. And then things will get better. You'll figure out the glitches and things will go back up again. So talk to us a little bit about how managers need to think about that as well. And we'll probably end up with, we'll end off the conversation with one more question from there.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the reason why typical software will try to lock you into a 2-year contract, because they know that in the beginning, you're going to run into a lot of difficulties. And I think that that is one of the big reasons why, despite there being AI solutions available for the last couple of years inside of contact centers, a lot of people have been a little resistant to it. I mean, I don't want to pick something up that I'm going to spend just as much time and money, if not more, implementing. And I would just say, from the more broad, just startup level of people out there building from the earlier stages today, is that what we're really excited about is how we can apply AI inside of our applications to make it easier for users to see the value. And so everything that you're seeing from the software side of, oh, well, this will automate a certain portion of my day. Well, we're then applying to, well, how can we automate the usage of the app to automate the portion of that day? Right. So it is getting better, and I'm very excited about that part. But yeah, the hardest thing with lifelong learning in general is that eventually someone needs to do it. And if that someone can be sort of Bruce replicated through AI, a scalable Bruce, that's really what I think the future is going to hold.
Oh my gosh, that is a frightening thought, a scalable Bruce. Well, just what are some of the efficiencies you've seen among those who've adopted these tools?
Yeah, we've seen contact centers take a 2-week training program and cut it down after just a couple months of using software like this. And so when you think about the cadence of hiring at a place that was bringing on 15 people every single week, to cut that training program down in half and not have to worry about any sort of loss of efficiency, that's huge. Yes. But I think where we're trying to work with the contact centers that are users and the people we're talking to is, okay, now that you've cut that down, what are the things that you could do to grow the company? Because you have this scalable solution, you have a scalable Bruce. What if you doubled the amount of people that you were bringing in on this shorter time frame? Right. And so that's one of the other fears that we often get when we're having conversations about AI is, how is this going to reduce jobs? How is this going to harm agents? And I think there are some tools out there that will go about their way trying to do that. And what we're hoping to see more of is hey, how do we increase the amount of agents who are out there? How do we grow businesses?
Right. Okay. Great insights. Thank you so much, Adam, for sharing them with us and trying to eliminate from our minds the frightening thought of a scalable Bruce. We'll go on and hopefully see some of our friends here who are listening to this also at Call Center Campus in Austin, Texas, May 1st through 3rd, 2024. Please come and join us. Thank you again. Take care.
Thanks.